To the person who feels like you're behind in life, I'm here to tell you you're not. I'm here to tell you that you're right where you're supposed to be. And I say that because the easiest way for the enemy to get to you, he goes through your mind. He has you thinking all of these thoughts. Why am I not good enough? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? Why am I in this situation? You might be looking at your peers and people you grew up with, and they might have everything that you dream of having, and you don't. But I'm here to tell you you're right where you're supposed to be. Y'all, I thought that by 30 years old, I'm not 30 yet, but I'm 29. I thought I would be married. I thought I would have like 5 kids by now. I thought I would be in my dream home, driving my dream car, taking my dream vacations, living the life, you know? And none of that happened that way. And so it's hard sometimes when you look at social media, because I know social media can be the biggest downfall. Like, don't dwell on what you see on social media, because majority of it is fake, and majority of the people on there are unhappy. And so don't dwell on what you see on social media, but sometimes it can be very discouraging, especially when you have certain desires that you want and they just haven't happened for you. I didn't think that at almost 30 years old I would be unemployed and I would be back at home with my mom. I didn't think I would be a single mom. Like, I didn't think any of this, y'all. But that's my life right now. And I choose not to dwell on that, because I know in perfect timing everything is going to fall in place for me the way that it should. And this is why Jeremiah 29:11 is one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. It's because it states, "For I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in a future." God knows the plans that he has for you. He knew the plans before you were even inside your mother's womb. He knew the plans that he would have for your life. So you don't have to dwell, you don't have to worry, you don't have to stress, you don't have to be sad about certain things that you don't have right now. Because in due season, he will make those things happen. I know you see everybody else getting proposed to and getting married and just doing whatever they want, but you don't even understand what those people had to do to get to that place. You don't know what they had to go through to get there. Whether they had to do something illegal, whether they had to scam, whether they had to hurt somebody to get, you don't know what they're doing to get that, you know? All you can do is focus on yourself. Because you got to understand, life happens to everybody. Life happens. It could be you today and them tomorrow. That's why I never judge. I don't care if you're 65 and you don't have it all together. You know what I'm saying? You never know what somebody has gone through. The traumatic experience that I have dealt with in my life, I did not know they were coming. You know what I'm saying? So life happens to the best of us. And just because you don't have something right now, or you're not getting to experience something right now, doesn't mean that you're not worthy of it. It's just not your season. So don't be jealous of people. Don't envy people. Don't stress about things you can't control. Because truly, you can go out there and get the things that you really want out of God's will. But they're temporary satisfaction and it won't last long. And that's what I had to tell myself. I could go out here and get married easily. You know how many men I came across that wanted to marry me? I could go out here and have more kids. That's easy. I could go out here and do everything that I want to do, that I desire to do, but it would be out of God's will. And I'm sure that I would end up in a terrible situation because I've done stuff on my own. I've been disobedient to God before. I've done stuff on my own dime. I've went out of God's will for my life, and it delayed me tremendously. It took me through so much heartbreak and pain and all the stuff that he was trying to avoid me from going through. I took myself through that. So I learned my lesson, and I'm willing to stay in God's will and understand it's his perfect time, and his timing is perfect. For he knows the plans that he has for me. His plans are far greater than what I can even think or imagine. So you're not behind in life. You're right where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be. Don't let anybody make you feel like you need to do this, or you need to do that, or you should be doing this, or you should be doing that. As long as you're in communion with God, you're going to always be right where you're supposed to be. So, clap for the person who's getting married and having kids and doing all of that. But also clap for yourself, because you are so worthy. You are so worthy of everything. You're going to get everything that your heart desires in God's timing. Be patient. Be grateful for what you have right now. And that's one thing that I learned that makes my life so much easier. I am so grateful for every single thing. I might not have everything that I want, but I'm so grateful for everything that I do have. And I feel so full and happy about it. And I don't have to have the fanciest cars and the most expensive clothes and I don't have to have, I don't care about none of that. Because all of that is temporary. And what I have the most that fills me up each and every day is Jesus. And that's more than enough for me. That's why I'm so content, you know? Of course, I want things in life, but they're not more important than having Jesus. Because he fills every void in your life. So, you're going to be all right. You're not behind in life. You're right where God wants you to be. You got to keep the faith. And know that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. And it's called according to his purpose. I'll see y'all later.